What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It is Monday night, late Monday night. Welcome to the channel. My name is Joe, just your average Joe. We are hanging out in the garage on a late Monday evening. Today was kind of just a lazy day, busy and lazy at the same time. I don't know how that can be possible, but it was. But if you have not hung out with me, my name is Joe, just your average Joe. Been reselling full time on eBay for 8 years at this point, give or take, and buying and selling stuff on eBay since 2000. So long time, been around a while. We've got a lot to cover today. Not a lot of sales. Sales have been pretty dismal. In fact, they've been very dismal, but I also have not had a fire under my butt to get things rolling yet, to be honest with you. I have not posted anything yet since we talked last on Monday. Friday was the last video. Let me make sure the mic's on. Okay, check. And if you haven't noticed, this is all raw and unedited. This is how we do around here. But we did not do very well over the weekend. We did not do very well last week. I'm looking to deposit right around $450 for the week, which is absolutely terrible. I'm not stressed out though. I'm just in a lazy little funk, if you could call it that. I'm sitting on a bunch of stuff to post, but I've just been pretty lazy lately. And haven't really put much on eBay since early December, early to mid-December. Was about mid-December-ish is when I stopped listing. So it's been about 3 weeks now since I put anything on eBay. Haven't really bought much either. I've kind of, I don't know, call it a slump, call it a runt, call it what you want to call it, lazy, whatever you want to call it, but I'm in it. I was planning on getting at it after the new year, but I'm just kind of in a little runt right now. But I'll get over it. I'll get past it. We'll get back on track for sure. But for now, that's what's going on in my neck of the woods. I just read. Hopefully, your neck of the woods is going well. Hopefully, you're crushing it. Hopefully, you're staying motivated. I'm a little unmotivated right now, I would say, but hopefully, you're motivated. You're staying motivated. You're crushing eBay. Hopefully, you're doing well on your neck of the woods. Because it's if anything, if I'm not successful in doing stuff, hopefully you're successful in doing stuff. You know what I mean? I'll eventually get back on track. But occasionally you go through things like this, I would say probably all of us go through little runts, little downtime, little just, bumps in the road, maybe you could call it. I don't know what you want to call it. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Nothing crazy going on, just kind of unmotivated right now. I don't know why. But there's that. Enough about that. We got a lot of comments to cover. It is late because today was just another one of those days. It was just a lazy day for me. I've been kind of focusing on my football helmet business a little bit. Maybe that's possibly what's, I've been a little bit pressing a little bit more on the pedal there to try to do well and try to pick up. Actually, I'm trying to hire a couple people to help boost our sales. So anyway, that's a whole nother can of worms, whole nother story for another day. But I'm looking to hire a couple folks on my football helmet business that I do on Facebook. Where I'm trying to get 2 guys hired to do it on TikTok because TikTok is crazy. A lot of guys, several guys that I know that do what I do on Facebook Live are on TikTok, and they're absolutely crushing it. So I don't really have the motivation to want to jump over to TikTok. But I can certainly hire a couple younger dudes. And I'm also a little too old for TikTok, I would say, to be on camera doing all that stuff. And because you got to be like upbeat and engaged and rah rah hoorah, and I'm just, I'm not 27 years old, 24 years old anymore, where I'm cool with doing that. I think it's I need a little bit younger demographic to attract a little bit younger demographic. So anyway, yeah, so that's kind of what's going on also on the back end. So maybe that's kind of what's causing it, is just I'm focusing a little bit more on that kind of stuff. So this is kind of, I don't know, whatever it is what it is. But we got lots of comments to cover, lots of comments. Terrible sales. We have 8 sales for like 330 something over the weekend, which wasn't terrible, but last week was terrible. Last week was absolutely atrocious. Now, granted, like I said, part of it is me. I can only look at me. I'm not going to blame eBay. It's the fact that I haven't put stuff up. I mean, that's what it boils down to. I mean, I'm down to under 500 items. I was at 600 plus middle of December. So the fact that, I've sold through some stuff, but I'm also not putting stuff up to kind of make up the difference. I'm under 30 grand worth of stuff up on eBay right now. A lot of, it is what it is. So I can only look at this guy and try to get back on track. Haven't really been doing my whole weight thing that I was trying to do either. I got to get on track with that. I got to get motivated with that. So anyway, that's my story right now. I'm sticking to it. If you don't know, also Mercari, I just got a communication because I am on Mercari. Don't forget to shit. Oh, okay. Don't forget tomorrow. Or don't forget tomorrow. This is my dad. My dad just texted me and said, "Don't forget tomorrow. I got to take him to pick him up from the car place." Um, Mercari is changing their fees. So I just got communication because I am signed up for Mercari, but I don't sell on Mercari, but I am subscribed to Mercari. I just got communication 10% for sellers, 3.6% for buyers. So yeah, so just throwing that out there. If any of you guys are Mercari folks that happen to not know, I know like uh, the Dark 25 is one of them. If any of you others that are watching, if you're into Mercari, if you don't know, which I'm sure you got the same communication, but for anybody that's not on Mercari, that's what's happening over there in Mercari land. So there's that. Let's go ahead and get started for the day or for the night. I've got to get stuff packed up before 3 actually, which I'm sure I'll get there. I only have technically 6 items to pack, but let's start off with Warpig. Warpig, welcome back. Warpig says, "Holy cow, Christian Ponder." Yeah, I messed up, man. Yeah, Sam Darnold, Christian Ponder. That's an old school name. Man, he hasn't played in like 10 years. I know. If I were the Lions, take a loss. The curse of 15 wins is real, and obviously, rest is rust, especially when their 2 losses could be future rematches. As a Browns fan, it will be sad to see the only non-expansion team to not have reached a Super Bowl, but Lions definitely deserve it. Man, look, I'm it's that I think that was 4 days ago now because I didn't. My last video was dropped on Friday, so that was 4 days ago now. So the Lions did play yesterday, last night, and we won. I'm super happy. We took the division, NFC champions, number 1 seed in the NFC. Look, I'm cool with rest. We needed the rest. Our defense needed the rest. We got a lot of banged up guys, so rest is. I mean, look, we just got Alex and Anzalone back. I mean, he really helped our defense against Minnesota. Really was a nice spark having him back. So, if we can get a couple more guys back and give him some rest and things like that, it's well needed. I understand the whole rust thing, but I think Dan Campbell does a really good job of keeping these guys motivated, rolling, and on track and focused. So anyway, there's that. Appreciate you commenting once again, Warpig. Next one up is G Nestor. Hey Joe, Happy New Year's. I get the same crap on Marketplace. No show or million. Is it still available? Yeah, man. And no follow-ups. It's fucking annoying. Yes, it is. At first, I thought maybe it was my items no good. I even had someone messaging me that they will pay me the same amount I pay at Marshall's. And I went into his Marketplace profile, and he was a reseller too. So that shit got me mad, and I did the same thing on one of his posts. So so I called him out. See you on the next video, homeboy. Hey, that's hilarious. Yeah, look, Marketplace is the Wild West, man. It is absolutely the Wild West. Quick story, though. There's a guy locally that's got a Pokemon collection, all Pokemon video games. So Green, Emerald, Sapphire in the box complete. All the DS ones and 3DS ones, all complete. Fire Red, regular Red, Leaf Green, loose. Those are all loose. He's got like 3 handheld systems. He's got a GameCube. He's got a Wii. He's got several games on those. He's got some PS3 games. Advanced SP, the 2DS XL, Mario Edition, and some other just like Mega Man, Red Zone or Red something, complete in the box, Kirby, a couple other pretty good titles. He wanted $1,200 for everything. Well, I messaged him, was like, hey, I'll do the $1,200. It's certainly worth it. I mean, Emerald Green alone, in the condition that he has it in, fully complete with the posters, like $700 on eBay by itself. Sapphire's like $250, so there's almost $1,000 just in 2 items. So I was like, I'll do $1,200. Well, he was like, oh, it's already pending. So I was like, I'll do $1,300. And he was like, nah, I really can't. I feel scummy if I do that. And I was like, why? I was like, it's an open marketplace. I'm willing to give you more than what the guys, even what your asking price is. Like, I understand, but I mean, if you want, give the guy the opportunity to match me, if you don't want to feel scummy. And he was like, okay, that's fair. And I was like, I mean, why feel scummy? You're trying to get as much out of your stuff as possible. I know there's at least, I price charted all his stuff. It's like $2,400 worth of stuff, $2,500 worth of stuff. So Game Boy, regular Game Boy Advance as well is in there. I might be missing a couple other things. SP screen by itself, which he says works. So I mean, I've sold those from the ones that I've taken out of mine and upgraded to the IPS screens. So the old OEM screens, I've sold those for $25. So there's some value there. So then he was like, oh, he said he'll go 1,300, and I was like, so I'm gonna sell it to him. I was like, okay, how about 1,400? And he's like, man, you're killing me, Smalls. And I'm like, I mean, there's some things in there. He said, I see you're a reseller and you know what you're talking about and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I collect and I resell. And there's a couple items in your collection that I would like for my collection. And there's a lot of stuff I'm going to sell to recoup my money. But because there's things in your collection that I want for myself, I'm willing to pay up more for it. And I'm willing to not make well, I didn't tell him all this. This is for you guys, but I'm willing not to take as much or make as much than, off of it, because because I want to keep a few things out of it, like emerald green, for example, complete in the box. So, he came back and he said, oh, he matched it. He said he'd do 1,400. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, how about 1,500? So I only got 20% battery left. So he said, he was like, do I have a charger on there? There might be a charger on there. I could plug that in. So he said, I'll if you're serious about 1,500, I'll go with you. And I was like, I'll go 1,500. So I might be doing a $1,500 deal tomorrow for a bunch of Pokemon stuff and other random stuff that I really don't want to put out that kind of money, to be honest, but I know Pokemon stuff sells quick, and there are some items in there that I want for myself. So am I going to make all my money back? Emerald Green's like $700. That's a big chunk of my money just in one item that I'm going to probably keep. So I've got to make up $1,500 on the rest of the stuff. Again, I price charted it all about $2,400. So even keeping, I want to keep Mega Man too. So keeping Mega Man, that's $100, and Leaf Green or Emerald Green. I can then sell my Emerald Green and make up $200 or so off of mine because I have one already. But so I'm still thinking I can make about $1,800 off of all of his stuff. Now, granted, after fees, probably going to wash out to about even-ish. Maybe make $100 off of it all, but I'm padding my collection, and $700-800 worth of stuff that I'm adding to my collection, while still kind of breaking even-ish and getting rid of everything else of his. So that's kind of my thought process there. Like, it's not really like a big flip opportunity. It is if I was going to flip all of it, because I would make at least $500-600 off, $700 off all of it. So, granted, I don't want to put out $1,500 to only make $7, but that's still not bad, especially it's Pokemon stuff and it sells great. So give me your thoughts. What are your thoughts on all that? Because I'm a collector and reseller, there's times where I probably should just sell it all and make my money, but there's also times where, like, you don't come across Emerald Green often, where you can kind of break even and get it essentially for free. Because Emerald Green is like $700 by itself, like I said. So in the condition that he has it in. So it's kind of like, why not, man? That's a great opportunity to get a big chunk, a big piece, a big score for my collection that's in great condition that I would normally not go out and just spend $700 on it. I'm gonna get it for free, essentially. Anyway, and that's with the Mega Man one too that I'm gonna keep. And Mega Man Red Zone or Battle Zone, Red Zone, I forget, but it's complete in box. So anyway, but yeah, Marketplace is, I just thought it was funny when you said that about Marketplace, because he was telling me he felt scummy about me offering more money and having to go back to this guy and say, hey, this other guy. And I was like, take a screenshot of my message and show him that you got somebody else, like, so he doesn't feel like so he doesn't feel like you're being scummy. Like, he can clearly see that this other dude is offering $1,500 now for the same deal. Like, you can't be mad at me that I'm going to go with him, especially if you're not going to match it, right? I mean, maybe I'm the scummy one, maybe, but I'm willing to pay up for it. So more than what he wants out of it. So it's a win-win for that dude. Anyway, tell me your thoughts on that whole situation. Am I being scummy? I mean, the fact that I even told him to show him the messages, I don't think I'm being scummy. But he thought he was being, and I was like, you're not being scummy, man. As long as you tell him, you don't just pull the sale out from under him. If you give him an opportunity to match what somebody else is offering you, that's not being scummy. That's, you got to take the best deal and what works for you. I mean, anyway, so there's that. Let's keep rolling. Let's see. Linda Dean says, Happy New Year. Stay true, Joe. Linda Dean, I appreciate you commenting. I think that's the first time you've commented with us, isn't it? I appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate you watching, and hopefully you subscribed. Next one up is Jobless Alex. eBay is shit compared to Amazon. That's a big part of it. Well, do you know how hard it is to become a seller on Amazon? Let's just start there. Jobless Alex. Are you selling on Amazon? I would love to sell on Amazon, but I can't get approved. They won't even look at me to be a seller on Amazon. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I've never heard back from Amazon when I've gone through the application to be a seller on Amazon. And then I've heard even if you do get approved, you get boxed in to like only doing books to start or certain categories, and that's it until you establish yourself. Like you can't just jump on Amazon and start selling video games and stuff like that. So Amazon's a different animal. Now, granted, I'd love to sell on there because the stuff I sell, I could get way more on Amazon. I love when people try to comp video game stuff off Amazon. I'm like, are you kidding me? Amazon's like full on retail. Like, I don't know why people would ever buy on Amazon when it comes to like used retro game stuff, but they do. Like, why are you going to buy a Super Nintendo for $250 when you can buy one on eBay for like $120, $150? Anyway, because you get the free returns and you get a peace of mind and it's supposed to be clean and like new and blah, 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 blah. I get it. And you get the protection of Amazon. I get it. But anyway, the amount of times I've been scammed is insane on eBay. I don't understand that, Jobless Alex. I don't understand this being scammed. I'm not saying I haven't been like bamboozled once or twice by some douchebags, but I mean, as much transactions that I buy and sell, I don't really, it's so minimal, the quote unquote being scammed, like 0.0000, it's 99.9% of the time I've never had a problem. It'll take 3 months for China to send me what I didn't order, or it'll be some guy getting a one-up just reselling garbage from Amazon anyway. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, look, I stay away from China stuff for sure. That I do. I have learned my lesson there because I'm not trying to wait 3 weeks or a month to get my stuff from somebody. So I do try to stay clear of buying stuff from China, and a lot of times it is cheap shit. So anyway, appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate you commenting. I don't quite have the same feelings, but I understand you through your experience. That's how you feel. So I understand. This person, the Dope Show 751. I'm not even going to read his comment. The Dope Show 751. I'm just going to say, it sounds like you're I don't know, a little bit of a American football hater. So I just replied to your comment about how there is actually an American, because he says if it doesn't have a World Cup, it's not a real sport. And he goes on to just talk a bunch of shit basically about American football and how it's not a real sport and rugby is a real sport, blah, blah, blah. Look, man, football has a World Cup. I didn't know this, but I looked it up, and American football has a World Cup. It hasn't been played since 2016 or 17, and they're gonna play one in 2025 this year. They're gonna do another one. They're supposed to do it every 4 years, but I guess because of COVID they didn't, and now it's starting up again. But it's been going on since like 2000. I don't know. I didn't write. I copy and pasted the article that I found, and it doesn't say when it started, but if I remember correctly, it started like in 2010 or 2007. I think it was 2007 was when the World Cup of football started, of American football. And there's like 70 countries that actually participate. I blew my mind. But anyway, that's a rebuttal to his dumb comment. So that's all I'm going to leave it at. The Dope Show 751. Hopefully you've read my comment and looked up American football World Cup. American football is a real sport. You may not like it, and I understand there already is a football, soccer. I get it. I grew up in Europe. I'm Italian myself. I understand, but football is a real sport too, boss. is all I'm going to leave it at. So we're going to keep it moving. And Jacob Martin says, where do you buy your paper at that you use for your box filler? So Jacob Martin, thank you for commenting. Appreciate you hanging out. Jacob, I buy my paper in 25-pound increments. It's actually sitting right next to me right here. I buy this stuff. Comes in a box like this, just in like the filler paper, this kind of filler paper. 25 pounds at a time. Usually lasts me about 3-4 months, 3-ish months. eBay. I just buy it on eBay. I find I don't forget who the seller is, but I just buy it on eBay. My bubble wrap I buy from American Bubble Boy. I found that his is kind of theirs. They do a good job with their bubble wrap versus what I bought on eBay. So that's where I go for bubble wrap. But paper, eBay. Killboy says, play Smelly Cat song. Oh man, that cat is it's getting down to like 22 degrees tonight. My daughter was like, we got to build it a little like a little house where it can go in so it doesn't get cold. And I'm like, it's a cat, it'll be fine. Like it was already like 20 some degrees last week or something at night. So it's still alive. She was like, but Dad, we got to get it a little box to a little something for it to lay on that's warm. And I'm like, so I just grabbed one of my boxes, like one of these brown boxes. I cut a hole in it and put a towel in it and put it out on the front porch. If it uses it, it uses it. If it doesn't, oh well. And my daughter was happy about it. So that's all that matters. But the cat's hanging around more. We've established as a family, we do not want it, except for my youngest. We've established that we don't want to take it in. If it ends up being like a kind of one of our an outdoor cat for us, I mean, we're not going to call the Humane Society or animal control and have it picked up. We're just going to let it hang and make sure our trash can has the top on it so it doesn't get into our trash. And we might feed it occasionally, but our neighbor has talked about picking it up and taking it in and getting it like defleed and do the flea medication on it and keep it as her like indoor cat possibly. So I don't know where that's going to go. She can't even pay for her own dogs at this point. So I don't know how she's going to afford a cat, but that's none of my business. So at this point, I don't know what the plan is with the cat, but the cat's around. We'll just leave it at that. The cat's around, but it's not our cat at this point. Damn cat. Easy Chaos says, hey, Joe, I was referring to the handling fee you can add to your listing when you list an item on eBay. Your thoughts on it? Easy Chaos, I don't ever add a handling fee on eBay. I do know what you're talking about, that there's an option to add a handling fee. I have probably used it a handful of times for large items. Like the big tube TVs, like the big flat screen tube TVs that are quote unquote the gaming TVs. Because normally I have to buy a box for those that are huge. And they're usually about 20-ish bucks for one of those big ass boxes that I need for those. So sometimes I'll do a handling fee there, but normally I'll just build it into the price for like whatever the price is and just build it into the price, and not really mess with the handling fee. So I don't really mess with it much at all. To each his own. I mean, if you're shipping big items, and you want to put a handling fee, and there's other people that are in that category for that item charging a handling fee because it's, hazardous or it's oversized or whatever, then charge it. But I would say, if anything, I wouldn't use it much, if at all, if ever. Just build the price into whatever you need, whatever box you may need to purchase, or whatever shipping. If you want to do free shipping, incorporate the shipping into the price of your item. So that way, like for example, $350 plus $50 shipping, or just make it $400 kind of thing, like free shipping. And so that way you basically built the shipping into the price of the item. So, if it sells for $400, it's free shipping, you would have paid, you just incorporated that into so if that makes sense. I would probably not mess with the handling much. I don't really mess with it much, although I have done it once or twice in the past, very rarely, very seldomly. I don't really mess with it at all. Next one up is Reality Smacks You. Says, Reality Smacks You, I think it's the first time you've commented. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for hanging out. I would not take your commenter's advice of using free UPS shipping labels unless you're shipping UPS most of the time, especially with the AI robot detection everywhere. And really, they do not cost much for a stack of 1,000 on eBay anyway. Just saying. Yeah, I don't really mess with the supplies with UPS anyway. But I do want to say for those that are that have a store on eBay, if you actually pay for a store on eBay, don't forget to take advantage. And I just ordered mine and got mine in the mail. Took advantage of my free coupon that's reset on January 1st. So every quarter you get a free, for my store, for my level. I'm at like the second level, I think it is, or I forget which level. I'm at one of the lower levels, second level, I think it is. You get $25. I think the next one up, somebody mentioned before, you get $50 or whatever. But don't forget to use your free $25 to go toward packing supplies on eBay. Obviously, I paid like $36 for 100 bubble mailers for video games. So I paid like $11 for 100 of them. But don't forget to use, if you have a store, don't forget to utilize your free $25 coupon or $50 coupon, whatever level store you're in. Don't forget to use that, because I just used mine and got mine in the mail today, actually. So that reminds me of that reality. So yeah, I don't do a whole lot of I do UPS shipping, but I don't really use their supplies at all. Let's see, Brett Lithicum. Brett Linthencum. Brett, we'll just leave it at that. Brett's slowing down because stuff is too expensive. Resellers on top of resellers on top of resellers, is so everything is outrageously too expensive. Brett, you sound like a real awesome guy to hang out with. Real negative Nancy. Real positive Pete. Look, Brett, there's enough room at the top for all of us. Let's just start there. There is way more consumers than there is resellers. Okay, there's plenty of us at the top to be successful at this, and I don't think and that keeps things competitive, because if you want to sell stuff, you got to bring your stuff into competitive price. You can, like, I try to get premium out of my stuff, and I start at premium, but I'm also willing to take offers and bring that shit down. You have to in a lot of occasions, especially if you start high like I do. But if you competitively price your stuff like other people, I mean, it's what the stuff is valued for. I mean, yeah, you're going to see people that post stuff outrageous prices and they won't sell. That's fine, because there's 70 other items that are way cheaper. So they're all going to sell before that person that's got their stuff crazy expensive priced, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I would say you're being negative, which is fine. If you want to bring your negativity to the channel, you do you. I don't like negativity. Let's turn that into a positive. There's plenty of resellers. There's plenty of room at the top to be a successful reseller. There's plenty of consumers out there to purchase used items in the market. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, yeah, things are slowing down, but what are you doing that could help you do better? Just like I mentioned way earlier, I know I'm not doing really good right now, but it's mainly because of me, because I'm not doing what I need to be doing. It's not because of eBay, or because there's too many resellers, or because things are too expensively priced, or whatever. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Brett, thank you for hanging out. We may or may not see you again. Let me know what you think. Try to stay positive, or be positive. Hopefully your sales are going well. Sounds like they might not be, and that's maybe what can you do to turn it around? What are you doing? Look at yourself in the mirror. What are you doing? What do you need to do to make a change? You know, like the old famous words of Michael Jackson: look in the mirror and make that change. Anyway, let's keep this moving. Yarina says, Phantom saying he paused the video because he never heard anything anyone saying fragile like that since my language is Spanish. It was cool to hear the way you said it, too close to how it's said in Spanish, and without accent. I think Italians speak Spanish just like with zero accent. I really don't mind the time you're dropping on videos. Anytime is okay with me, even though I think, if I'm correct, Mark meant a morning video, because before you record them, I think early in the morning around 8, 9. So then while you're dropping the video, am I right? Because I remember thinking it's cool since the videos are unedited. He just records them and is done. A little bit later, he uploads them and is done. So like so that they were in the morning time frame. Also, I'm guessing playing Donkey Kong with some time. So, I'm also guessing I'll play Donkey Kong sometime this year. Then I'll be waiting. Yeah, I haven't done the. I haven't put. So look, I am Italian. If you guys, I think I've mentioned that before. So in Italian, it is fragile. So that's why it's funny when I see the word fragile. I always say it fragile, like an American spin to it. But yeah, I love that. So that's funny you said that. I'll try to get Donkey Kong up at some point, maybe once I at some point get to those games. So, but I appreciate you commenting, Yarina, and I'm glad you were that made you smile. Phantom says, "Hey Joe, I enjoy the video at time. Hey Joe, I enjoy your videos at any time, and I generally catch up at the end of the day. Haha! It sounds like Yarina has been expecting Donkey Kong, has been expecting the Donkey Kong game, and to be posted ASAP. Special offer notifications. Yeah, yeah. 350. Those are Star Trek VHS. It's not. Oh, did I say Star Trek? Star Wars. Yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah. Or I mean Star Trek, not Star Wars. Yeah. I'm a Trekkie too. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm a Trekkie, but I grew up. My dad. I mean, I like Star Wars and Star Trek. I'm both. I like both. I wouldn't really call myself a Trekkie, but my dad watched Star Trek religiously, so I was exposed to Star Trek at a young kid. All the movies, all the TV episodes. I mean, that was what was on in our house with Star Trek. He absolutely loved Star Trek. So I was exposed to that early on as a kid and caught on early on. Didn't really watch it on my own a whole lot, but like the Next Generation, loved it. Actually, I'll take that back. I did watch the Next Generation on my own. I did like that one, but Deep Space Nine is kind of when I kind of fizzled out of it, and then after that, didn't really watch anymore. But watched pretty much all the movies. But yeah, so I'm shocked I messed that up. Yeah, Star Trek. But I love Star Wars too. I am a Star Wars guy. Me and my dad went to what he's a Star Wars guy. He's a sci-fi. So Star Wars was also one of the big ones when they redid the relaunched the original 3 in HD and redid them in HD and relaunched them in theaters back in like the late 90s. Me and my dad were like, we were there. That was all we were. It was a dad son thing. That's for sure. So anyway, special notifications, Star Wars. Yes. And then we had a couple replies on that. Oh no, I replied. Yeah, I replied. Phantom says, if you haven't hit me up, Joe will make me wait till Christmas. You're talking about Donkey Kong? Yeah, yeah. I think Joe should send you an offer for the game since he has been stagnant on posting his cash pile. If I had it, trust me, I'd offer it to you. I know, right? Well, thank you. Have a great weekend. You guys are awesome. Reality Smacks You follows up and says, so many YouTubers complain about how long it takes them to edit videos, so you save a ton of time not editing. Smart move. Look, I took a play out of I watch a few YouTubers myself. I don't really watch a lot of new YouTubers anymore, but the Golden State Picker does this kind of setup. I think he does a little bit of editing, I think, but for the most part, most of his stuff is pretty raw and just unedited or very lightly edited. I'll just say that his is very lightly edited if it is edited, but he does the same format. He posts up in his garage. He talks about stuff. He brings up topics that they dive into, and that's it. That's the show. He talks about the different things and does how-tos about different things that he does, and he's I enjoy watching his stuff, and that's kind of I took out a play out of his playbook by doing this kind of setup, and then I said I'm not doing any editing at all because I suck at editing. Now, granted, I am good. That's something I'm going to enhance for this year is do a little bit of editing, especially not for this portion, but for the going out portion, hunting portion. I'm going to edit and do a little cropping and cutting and pasting and maybe try to do an intro at some point, but maybe not even that, but at least copy cut the shit that you guys don't want to see and just make it more so just the action and what I'm picking up to make it a little bit more enjoyable or not have so much dead time and downtime. I think that'll make it easier to watch. So that is my plan for this year, to kind of enhance the channel a little bit, is to show that aspect of what I do and copy and do a little bit light editing on that stuff. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, this is raw and unedited. Is how I do, man. So when I cuss and I do and I say and I put my foot in my mouth, it is what it is. So there's that. So I appreciate you hanging out once again. Next comment, he says, sometimes you got he says, laugh out loud. Sometimes you got to bottom feed. Great expression. Sometimes that's true, man. Some yard sales, you're just like, there's nothing here, but I want to flip $1 and a few dollars. You know what I mean? So like sometimes flipping $1 to 15 isn't the worst case in the world. I mean, you do that enough times, you'll make money, but it's not my cup of tea. But sometimes you gotta do that bottom feed kind of stuff. So, yeah, it is what it is. But yes. Next one up is Jules Crime. Jules and Crime. First time you've commented, I believe. Thank you for commenting. Hopefully you subscribed as well. Jules and Crime says, let me reply. Yes, I agree. Too many chefs, not enough cooks. Nowadays, at least one person in every household either sells online or has something online. If not, they know someone who sells online. Also, people are more hip to thrifting themselves instead of getting stuck paying triple to a reseller who found it, most likely at bins, thrift stores, and yard sales. I disagree. I disagree. Look, I can tell you in my life, nobody else that I know that's immediate family is, now I've got thrifters in my family, like my mom. She'll go to a thrift store to try to get a deal on something, but she's not a flipper. So she'll go to try to save money on something, yes. But that's not the same thing as a reseller. She's not going to buy something cheap to sell it on a different platform and make $1 on it. I don't have anybody that I know in my immediate family that does, even friends, that resell, that buy used items and resell them on different platforms. Buy them on one place and resell them in another for profit. I have a few folks, like I said, that are thrifters, yes. But again, that's just me and my experience. So that's why I'm rebuttaling and saying I don't agree. There is a lot of people that try to make another source of income by selling. And I mean, you look at TikTok Shop now, and that's all motherfuckers feel like it's all people are trying to do now is resell some stuff. Not even resell, but they're selling, online selling products that are brand new to people on TikTok. It's all over. I mean, you can pick and choose any item in the world. It's funny, we're talking about this. I just got approved to do that on TikTok. So that's another part of what I might try to do in 2025. I just ordered 3 items. So if you're on TikTok, you might see me on TikTok at some point promoting a battery charger or a battery jump starter is the first item. And then it's a little you know how you get the little balls on your like sweaters and stuff on clothing. They like over time certain fabric balls up in those little fabric balls, and they're all over your sweaters, and like our couch does it as well. Certain places like where your legs rub all the time on the couch, that'll start forming those little fabric balls. So this thing it's like a razor that it just boop, it's battery or power through plug, and you just roll it on your fabric or on your cushions or whatever that have those, and it takes them right off. So I bought one of those because we use them. We actually have one. I don't have the one from TikTok Shop, but I went ahead and bought the one from TikTok Shop. So because I'm going to start promoting that and see how it goes. You never know. You hit a home run on some of those videos, man, and then next thing you know, you made $2,000-$3,000 a month just by posting a couple videos about a product. But you're not wrong. People are doing side hustles in all different shapes and all different types of side hustles, all different kinds of things people are trying to do. But pure reselling, buying used items and reselling them, hunting at yard sales, hunting at garage sales, and bins and thrift stores and storage units and whatever your means of getting your inventory and then reselling it on another platform. I would say that takes a different type of person, and I'm not saying there's not a ton of us out there. There is, but it's not like everybody, like I don't know anybody else, again, in my immediate circle that's doing what I'm doing. And if they are, they might resell like something personal here and there on eBay. That was something they purchased and they wanted to sell it, and so they used eBay as the platform to get rid of it. But they're not like an active reseller where they're making half of their income is coming from it kind of thing. So I don't know. I mean, you're partly right, but I think you're also partly wrong. Again, like it goes back to the other guy that chimed in, whatever his name was, Brett, whatever. Yeah, Brett, that guy. Like, there's plenty of room at the top for all of us to be successful. Trust me. If you're putting in the work and you're sourcing good stuff and you're being competitive with your pricing, there's plenty of room at the top for all of us, is all I'm going to say. That is my phrase that I will use every time with it. There's plenty of room at the top for all of us to do this and to be successful at it. Are we all going to come across a slowdown? Are we all going to have a slump? Are we all going to have issues from time to time? Yeah, it's part of reselling. You think Walmart bangs it out the ballpark every month? They got their ups and downs just like everybody else. And whatever factors contributed to it, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Jules in Crime also says, oh my God, I'm so happy I was able to find your video again. When you were talking about the bugs, I was skeptical. I just received my order of bubble mailers, which were in the manufactured plastic seal. I was trying to pull out the first bubble mailer, but it was stuck and it was sticking a bit. There was a huge smashed dead bug in the bubble mailer. I nearly passed out from goosebumps. I'm concerned it has more bugs. I kept the remainder in the original packaging and placed both in Ziploc bags, which was placed outside. I instantly requested a refund and will not order from that manufacturer again. It happens. It absolutely happens. Yeah. That, trust me, that's why I had a little video about it and talked about it, because just like I bring stuff in, could bring something in through a video game system, you can just as easily bring something in through bubble mailers or, well, bubble mailers like my eBay ones, or you don't know where those things have been sitting in a warehouse and how good their, pest control is. You would think they're good and they're taken care of, but all it takes is a hitchhiker to get in the, like a lot of cockroaches like to get in the those voids in the cardboard and just hide in there. And the next thing you know, it gets delivered to your house. You got it in your garage and it just pops out and starts crawling around. And if it's a female, she's pregnant, man, that's not good. I'm almost out of battery. So anyway, there's that. But yeah, I'm glad. I understand where you're coming from on that one for sure. We got a couple more comments, then we'll get into sales. Hourly Flipper says, old dog dropping a few nuggets. Well, Hourly Flipper, I try. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for commenting. Jules in Crime, thank you for commenting as well. Hopefully you subscribed. Hourly Flipper, again, thank you for hanging out. The Dark 25 says, hey, Joe, I thought I removed all my DVDs that sold on another platform off my eBay account and would, I forgot one and it sold on eBay. I used that trick you recommended to cancel the order. There you go. Would you believe the buyer messaged me and said it's not available? So I was like, there was an error in the listing. It's the truth, right? The error shouldn't have been listed. Right. Exactly. Look, sometimes you got to cover your own ass. Mark says, the only thing is, what time do you wake up? I wake up usually around 8-ish, give or take. Yeah, normally around 8, maybe 8:30 is normally when I wake up. Also, you're ahead away of me. You're ahead away of me, so maybe better just post normal time so it's ready for when I pack at 9 a.m. Eastern. I will try. I felt like I had a bug on me now. I will try to post earlier. And then Mav Vision says, hope you're having a great new year. Mav Vision, hopefully you're having a great new year too. Thank you for commenting. And hopefully you subscribed as well. That's all the comments, everybody. I appreciate y'all commenting. Let me refresh this, make sure nothing popped in late. I don't think anything would have popped in late. No. All right, so there's that. So let's get to these sales so I can get these things packed and head to bed here soon. And I'll try to post this in the morning. So there you go. Or maybe even tonight. Nah, probably in the morning. All right, first thing that sold, again, we had 8 sales. I actually had 2 sales today. So a total of 8 sales for $335.92. It's been pretty dismal over the past 4 days. Pretty dismal. Not even cracking $100 a day. Terrible. First thing that sold, Resident Evil. I got to kind of speed it up because I only have like 7% battery left. So Resident Evil. Oh, sorry about that. Resident Evil sold for. Actually, let me go ahead and grab Zelda as well while we're here. And I think this is the camera, if I'm not mistaken. I believe this is all it. Actually, that might not be the camera. Resident Evil Code Veronica sold on GameCube for $26 plus shipping. Zelda on 3DS sold for $30 free shipping, 30 free ship. Las Vegas steaks. Some of these finally selling, which is good because I need to get rid of these things. Where are they at? Vegas steaks. And I think the NASCAR one sold. And Pele. Pele. Is that it right there? Nope. Pele. That one. All right. So, some of these box only. These are just boxes for video games have sold. So, Vegas steaks sold for $14. It's got the manual in there. Very nice condition. Sold for $14 plus shipping. Let's see. Pele's Soccer sold for $13 plus shipping for Atari. And again, those are just box only. NASCAR, this was box and manual for those. This one was just the box. $18 plus shipping for NASCAR. Mint condition. This thing is minty mint. Minty mint condition. And then Rambo and Deadpool. Deadpool finally sold. I've had so many offers on this, but I knew it would sell for full price, especially because it's on sale now. But people keep sending me lowball offers. I'm like, nah, man, I don't mind waiting. It'll eventually sell. And it did. Sometimes you just have to have confidence. Like, sometimes I want to take an offer because I'm like, oh, I haven't sold anything in a while. But then I'm like, no, man, don't compromise. Somebody will pay up for it because you've sold it before for this price, and somebody will pay up. You know, like these people are just trying to lowball you. Like, and then don't you know, boom, it sells for your asking price. Like Rambo, this is another one. People kept sending me offers for 30, 32. Nobody would step up to the plate. Well, finally, somebody stepped up to the plate. I had it up for $49.99. It's on sale for $39.99. Somebody asked me, what was your lowest? I'd be like, I go 37. Well, don't you know, somebody just bounced on it for $39.99 plus shipping. So Rambo PS3, if you don't know, $40 game. So there's that, plus shipping. And then Deadpool, another one, Deadpool, $52 plus shipping on that one, Deadpool PS3. So 2 big games. And then the last item was this camera, I believe. Yeah, is this the right one? Panasonic. Is that the right one? Let me make sure this is the right one. Yep. So Panasonic video camcorder. I'm not going to pull it out, but it's basically all complete. It's got everything, all the cables and everything. Got a nice package or nice case with it. That sold for $80 plus shipping. 80 plus shipping on that one. So those are the sales. Nothing crazy, but I'm going to get this stuff packed up tonight so I don't get dinged on eBay because it was supposed to go out today. So as long as I get the labels on by 3 a.m., I'll be good, which it's 12:48 right now. So there's that. That's all I got for you guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. We kept it under an hour for a Monday. That's not too bad. Especially we had a bunch of comments, didn't have a bunch of sales, but again, do appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Drop comments. Let me know what you think. Any rebuttals on anything that we covered today? Any questions about anything? If anybody's new to reselling, please drop comments. Please ask questions. I love answering questions. I mean, I could say the same thing over and over in my videos or every other video and talk about this, talk about that, and it get redundant. And I don't want to do that. I guess it's redundant showing what I sold, but I don't know. But like I could talk about packing and shipping in every like 4th video, talk about how to post something on eBay and talk about how to do this and how to do that. But I feel like I've done that in a lot of older videos. and just covered a lot of that basic stuff. So I don't really cover any of that much anymore. But if y'all have questions about anything, feel free. And I do also want to go over my numbers at some point, maybe not tonight, but maybe probably won't do a video tomorrow just because it's after midnight. Any sales that come through, I don't have to ship out until Wednesday. So I probably won't do a video for Tuesday. But this will drop on Tuesday morning, hopefully for you guys. And then Wednesday, I'll probably do another video from everything that sells from tonight through Wednesday. And then maybe Wednesday we can do a little recap of 2024 and show you guys what I did for 2024. Little old Joe in his garage, just your average Joe, just, plugging along. I'm not a super, super hustler. I mean, I'm a hustler, but I'm, trust me, there's people way more motivated and way more, take way more initiative and are way more driven than me. And there's people that are way less. I'm just your average dude trying to do this, make a living for me and my family. So just show you guys what it can be for just someone that's doing it on I call it full time, but I'd run 2 businesses. So, this takes up half of my day and the other part of my business takes up the other half of my day. And this doesn't even take half my day and the other business doesn't even take half my day. So it's, between my 2 businesses, if I put in 5 hours a day, that's a pretty good day between both businesses, maybe 6, 4 to 6, we'll just say 4 to 6 hours a day. I'm live usually for 2 hours. I'm updating stuff on my phone throughout the day for that business. And then for eBay, I'm usually with you guys for 30, 40 minutes. It takes me 30-ish minutes, 10, 15 minutes to pack and ship stuff, depending how much, sometimes a little longer. And then maybe another 30, 40 minutes to an hour posting stuff on eBay, so and then obviously the out, going out and doing your pickups or going out yard sailing on Saturdays for 3 or 4 hours on a Saturday from 8 to 12 or from 7 to 11 or 7 to 12, sometimes 5 hours if it's a really good day. Just obviously those happens maybe once a week where you're out sourcing for quite a bit of your day. That's usually on a Saturday during the summer, spring, fall. But outside of that, average is about 4 to 6 hours a day if you break it down on a daily basis. Now, I will say it's almost every day. Now, granted, I've been slacking lately, so I can't even say it's every day because I've been slacking. But normally when I'm running normal, it's I normally don't have a day off per se. It's usually something happening with something, and so it's pretty much I'm working 7 days a week, but it's between 4 and 6 hours a day. So kind of averages itself out to, I guess what you would call like a normal work week, for a normal job. And again, it also gives me the flexibility of doing things how I want to do them and my way. And so, and at my pace and at my level and what works for me. Right now, $450 on eBay for a week isn't working for me. So I gotta get this fire into my ass here sooner than later. I'll just say that. So, that's all I got for you guys. I'm done for the night. Appreciate y'all once again. Drop those comments. Like I said, anything, I'm transparent. So whatever you want to ask, shoot it at me. I love to go over the comments and questions. So enjoy the rest of your day because you'll probably see this during the day tomorrow on Tuesday. So enjoy the rest of your day and we'll see y'all Wednesday. Bye, everybody.